popcorn. We are two niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me, and Justin Brown for your movie needs. Media popcorn. Woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault.
Harry Potter, it is finally time for you to face the piper. I'm Eddie Collins.
Guys, this is Justin Brown, and this is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
That's right. We're going to jump right in, aren't we, Justin?
Oh, surely we are, because for some reason, even though there's grave danger all around these kids, they talk like in an Oliver Twist fucking film.
But it's because you have to stay jolly. We have a bald nigga coming after you.
A nigga with no nose.
So, yeah, folks, this is Media Popcorn, when we did watch Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix, because we're continuing our monthly Harry Potter, just reviews and everything like that. I thought I would think of a joke by then, but I petered out. Justin, so we're 5 in, and we have 3 more to go. We have 3 more movies. 3 more. Okay. So, Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix, everyone wants to know initial thoughts. Did you like it or did you dislike it?
All right. So I'll give it, don't
give your rating yet, but
no. They switched it up by basically letting us know that we have a whole fucking board who's fucking corrupt or basically, full of shit. And they are so afraid of the
Ministry
truth
of Magic
that they're basically prepared to let niggas die, which again leads to horrible adults in this world. All the signs point towards, hey, there's a very dangerous nigga trying to kill that motherfucker. And they're just like, no, there's not. That is very upsetting. But even with all of that, I feel like this one as well was it fizzled out. I think it fizzled out.
It ramps up at the end. But the action between Dumbledore and Voldemort, I remember when I first saw that in the movie theater. I saw this opening night at the movie theater. And
Nigga, hold on. I want to stop you right there. I'm going to stop you right there.
What?
You're talking about, it ramped up at the end. Nigga, that was 1:30 fucking seconds. That was 90 seconds of action. What are you talking about, Brandon?
That was not the globes up. And the prophecies.
These niggas, you know what that was? Hold on. You know what that was, Brandon?
Each other.
Brandon, do you know what that was? That was a fucking sparkler. That was a fucking sparkler on fucking New Year's Eve. And it just goes down and it's done. That was nothing.
The Dumbledore Voldemort fight was dope. The fight was dope because, well, one, the only issue I really have with all this stuff is like sometimes you have to say spells and sometimes you just do shit like it's a sword. But Voldemort and Dumbledore, having that fight, remind you, this movie came out, I think, 2 weeks before the last book came out. And I remember seeing that fight with Dumbledore and Voldemort, and I was like, oh, Harry's gonna die. You know what I mean? It was like Voldemort is like that powerful. When like Ray finds the whole, he exploded all the glass and shit and like let it, fly towards him. I was like, oh,
like Harry? We've seen that before. Go on.
Come on, nigga. Listen, man. Okay,
go on, Brandon.
For real. Okay,
go
folks,
on.
Y'all know at this point, right? Y'all know, like, we can't save Justin with this series.
No. It's not about saving Justin. It's the fact is, I need to bring you into reality so you realize that this thing that you've dedicated so much time to is low-key trash.
No,
go on.
Don't.
Go on, nigga. Go on.
Tens of millions of people cannot be wrong, Justin.
Oh, yes, they can. Yeah, we just had a fucking election, nigga.
That's insane. Yeah. Yep, you're right.
Prove me right, Brandon. Prove me right.
I got egg on my face. Okay. Let's start at the beginning. Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix.
Yeah. See, I got this nigga on the ropes right now. Already, guys. He's on the fucking ropes. This nigga's on the ropes.
I'm so flabbergasted that you haven't
You're
liked
fucking
any of these.
juking and jiving. Look at juking and jiving.
I'm just
Bobbing
okay.
and weaving. You're on the ropes.
What did
Go.
you think of Dolores Umbridge? What do you think of that character? Like, which is one like low key one of the evilest characters like in literature.
Oh,
Imelda Staunton, the evil woman with the
chick who took
smile.
over the school. Yeah, the chick who
Ministry
took
of
over the
Magic.
school.
Yeah.
I felt like I saw what they were doing,
The torture
and I
tactics
think
and
it would.
shit.
Yeah, I think it would have worked better if they didn't go with the whole Stepford Wives thing. I like just make her be a piece of garbage evil person, because this movie is already so so fluffy, as far as how they're trying to make this stuff a more I guess easier pill to swallow. Is just like, so let her fucking be evil. Let's insert something interesting into this. That whole thing, I don't think it worked. I just don't think it worked. It was yeah, I just don't think it worked. I would have rather her been like actually evil, as opposed to it's like, "Hey, well, no, what you going to do is," and she's just smiling the whole time. I don't think that was evil. I just think that was a poor acting choice or a poor directing choice for this character.
Okay.
Because I imagine in the book she's definitely more evil than this.
Oh yeah, I mean she's way more sinister. I think
Show me
she
that.
well the thing is she her smile and everything, it shows that she's a fucking disturbing crazy lady. But in the book she is more sinister because the Dementors that attack Harry and his cousin at the beginning, those are actually sent by her in the book. They don't really talk about why the Dementors showed up and stuff like. It's mainly to discredit Harry, right? It's like to discredit him, also get him kicked out of magic school because he's not supposed to use his wand. Because Tati watched this with me, and she was like, when the cousin said that shit about Harry's mom, she was like, "Yo, I would fuck my cousin up so bad with this magic stuff." And I was like, "Well, it's against the rules. He can get expelled or whatever, like right." And then he has to use a Patronus against the Dementors. He gets in trouble. And then they're
Should
like,
let him
"Oh,
kill him. Well, talking that shit against my mama, let the Dementor take him out. There it is. It happened.
that's some dark shit, man. You can't just like, man. Have you been watching the new season of Invincible?
Yes.
You can't just let niggas start killing people, especially at a young age like that."
Whoa. If I was Harry, I ain't killing him. Somebody else killed him, baby. It ain't on me. I ain't supposed to use my wand. I got away. This nigga too fat and slow. Tell him to go on a diet. There it is. There it is, Brandon.
All right, so let's get it out of the way. Daniel Radcliffe, because he had to play Harry this way, Harry is really fucking annoying in this movie. He's like, I mean, to be fair, everyone's trying to kill this nigga, and no one's trying to help him. Like his friends are like, "Harry, we can help." Like Ron and Hermione, he's like, "No, you can't. Like, can't you see? Adult niggas want to kill me. There's a fucking Death Eater cult. They sum each other.
Can't you see? Adult niggas want to kill me."
It's wild, actually. But like, I mean, Harry in the book, he's really annoying. Like, because Ron and Hermione, they become like kind of like RAs in Gryffindor, so like they don't really see him as much, and also like a lot of people are tasked with doing different stuff throughout the movies, like throughout the book. And that's why, like, Dumbledore has his own reasons for being distant from Harry. And then Ron and Hermione actually aren't as present, especially in the first two halves of the book, basically, until they start training together. And so Harry's like feeling more isolated and shit like that. I mean, it's because Voldemort's being able to tap into his brain and shit like that. Like, that's going to become really important in the last story.
Yeah. I imagine so. But like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like just Harry Potter. It just doesn't do it for me. It just
what
doesn't
is turning you off? Is it just because you don't like want to live in a fantastical world? Is it because
no, nigga.
just kids just
I
experiences
love
too much?
Dragon Ball Z.
True.
Look, that's a fantastical world. This just ain't it. It just ain't it. But then again, also, I'm watching this in 2025, and this shit started in 2000 or 2002, 2001, some shit like that, right?
Yes.
This series?
Yeah.
All right. So if that's the case, maybe it's just the fact that it maybe this just didn't age well. At least for me, it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like, you're coming into it so far away and you've been through so much, personally, professionally, just, as a black man, that I don't know if your life
Are
can
you
let
saying that
you.
I'm dead inside? Is that what you're trying to say to me?
Kind of, man. Between this and fucking Paddington, I think you might be, man.
Brandon, I don't think I'm dead inside. I think that this movie was dead on arrival. This series is just not as good as you remembered.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. To Yuvia's point, our producer in the chat, she said he needs to read the books, and I think that's where, because I'm not really like the biggest defender of all the movies. Like
Then what you coming at me for?
Because I just think because I was hoping that the movies would get you excited to be like, I'm going to read these with my kids. You know what I mean? Because I think that's where the vivid storytelling in the books is really, really cool. And I know for me, like getting into the Harry Potter books, like I was already into reading, but getting into the Harry Potter books, that was one of the first times like where I could read a book very, very fast. Like it was like Michael Crichton books, like Roald Dahl books, and like the Bear Street shit. I could read those like very quickly, and then like it kind of got for a while where I'm like, I had to read the shit for high school. You know what I mean? So you're reading like Catcher in the Rye and like fucking heavy ass shit like Beloved and stuff like that. And you're like, yeah,
did you read Night? Yeah, Night.
I didn't read Night. I had to read the fucking the one of the Chris Nolan's making, the Odyssey. I had to read that shit.
Oh yeah, I mean the Odyssey, that's a classic. But I mean, Night is a Holocaust book. It's good.
We read
it's really fucked up.
It was wild as dude. This is how like Michigan this isn't problematic, but the optics aren't great. Where like a teacher's basically, here's a collection of Holocaust-based books. Pick the one you want to read. So for me, like Night was one of them, but I picked Mouse, which is the graphic novel, Art Spiegelman, which is just a fantastic 2-part graphic novel. I've always been like, man, they can make this into a movie, but it's really fucking heavy, man. It's so heavy.
Let me just tell you this. Excuse me. Growing up here in New York, and then also growing up on Long Island, regardless of the fact that I went to Catholic school, obviously a big Jewish population. Them motherfuckers, and there's nothing about bad about the Jewish population, but them motherfuckers, they wanted to make sure that that you knew what the Holocaust was about, right? Night, they were just like, no, we reading this one. We're reading this one. So it's like it was a big emphasis so people didn't forget, and they understood the graveness of what happened, in the 1940s. So like, yeah, I think, but that's a part of it, especially when you're looking at literature that was chosen, because it depends on what area you were in, and then it's yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they did a similar thing. My English teacher did a similar thing in high school. For Black History Month, where it was kind of like for Black History Month, it was like, hey, choose from these 4 books, and I chose Man Child in the Promised Land by Claude Brown. I actually really enjoyed it, but I remember being like, I feel like you shouldn't do this. Like, pick your own adventure racially wise.
Yeah, let's talk about like a class cue in on this, and like this is what we're doing. Like there shouldn't be choose your own adventure, because people are going to choose the least fucking
Path of Resistance.
Yeah.
I mean, this is all to say, like, but you don't really like to read. Not saying you can't read like I used to, but like you just don't, just in our friendship, I just know that you're not like someone who's like, hey, I'm
not an avid reader.
You know what I mean? Like in my free times, I'm gonna read. Do you be seeing the audiobooks? I don't know. Like I can't do audiobooks. It's like a long podcast, but I don't pay attention when it's just someone reading a story versus an interview or something.
So it's hard. You know what? Audiobooks, I found like the audiobooks that were good were like biographies. Especially if they were actually read by the person that the biography, or like books like maybe like a self-help book or things like that. I think those are good audiobooks. I think there's only one like audio. No, but that wasn't a book. That was just like a narrative story that I was listening to, which was phenomenal. But like, yeah, I just don't know if necessarily an audio book of an actual book would be it for me.
Mm-hmm. Yumi said she did the audiobook of Lord of the Flies when she was refurbishing her stools. I have a few follow-up questions regarding that, but we don't have time to get into that.
Yeah, maybe we want to talk about you refurbishing your stool, polishing your shit.
When we, oh my God. Sometimes I forget that I'm doing this podcast with a fucking 7-year-old. Just so, and it all comes back to shit. Everybody, pay attention with Justin. It's always comes back to shit.
Yep.
I'm sure he's got a poop story at some point in this episode.
I'm actually cleansing, doing the cleanse right now. I'm detoxifying my body and doing the cleanse. It's good for me.
Thank God I'm not there, to experience that, because you be blowing up bathrooms.
It's not a harsh one. It's not a harsh one. It's actually pretty good. I need to drop that weight. I need to get in Sterling K. Brown shape.
Good luck, brother. Good luck.
That's what I'm going for.
Like our friend of the
47
podcast.
years old. I need, he looks great. If I'm going to compete, I got to get in there.
He looks great. I've met him a few times. He's great guy. I will say, shout out to homie Rod from Black Eye Tips. He tweeted like a few weeks ago, because I think he was watching Paradise like the rest of us, and he was like, Sterling K. Brown is unnecessarily rich for all of his roles. He's like, he's playing a post office manager. He's just got a 12-pack for no goddamn reason.
Yeah, he's a dad. He's this, and this nigga's just shredded up. It ain't no fair.
Paradise, he does have a sex scene finally, so he got butt naked and stuff.
Yeah. He showed them cakes.
Yeah, he had to show you what he was working with. He was like, "Ladies, Jonathan Majors is gone, so here you got some dark chocolate." All right. Speaking of dark chocolate, Cornelius Fudge, who's the Minister of Magic, is like this
chocolate.
Yeah, I'm just because he's very opposite of dark. He basically goes in on Harry at the Minister of Magic, and basically it's like, you're lying about Voldemort being back, like. Why
and basically they were going to kick him out of Hogwarts for him to get murdered by Voldemort. They were just like, yo, nigga, peace.
I mean, in real life, it really does feel like Voldemort and the Death Eaters are back in power. It really is giving a vibe. The only question is, are we all Harry Potter? That scenario? But yeah, I mean, again, Harry Potter is just going through this shit, right? Dumbledore ain't talking to him now, like...
Dumbledore got kicked out of the school.
Well, yeah, they fired his ass. But and then there's rumors of Dumbledore's army, like that the kids are. Well, to be fair, I mean, they're like, if real shit is happening, right? Especially like to Harry and Ron and Hermione, like if real shit's popping off, we got our adults in our lives, part of some conspiracy resistance group and shit now that like gets together at Sirius Black's house. We do need to learn how to defend ourselves. And then Umbridge is just like, we're going to learn how to like pat, our wands and shit like that. It's like very basic sanitized shit. It's like, we have to take matters into our own hands.
Well, so that's the one thing that I liked about this film, is because finally, since the adults aren't doing anything and they continue to put them in imminent danger and just completely disappear when all the fucked up shit is going,
I wrote that just like, yo, he's so mad.
Yo, no. I think it's finally a good thing that the kids all got together and said, yo, niggas, we need to strap up.
No, but
niggas need to strap up, grab your wands, nigga.
But I wrote down on my notes, though, you're going to get upset because the adults know that Harry's going through all this shit, right? And they still pile stuff on top of him. Like when Hagrid's like, hey, will you watch over me, half brother, because I'm getting the can. It's like, you know for a fact that the baddest motherfucker you've ever seen in your life is coming after these kids. And you're like, hey, go out of your way to watch this mentally challenged giant brother I have who I don't even know how to take care of myself. You know what I mean? It's literally the most insane thing I've ever seen. It.
Well, also, it's just
like, this is insane and problematic to an extent too.
So it's like, yo, is big ass Sling Blade gonna help me against fucking Voldemort? Because if not, I ain't got shit for him. How's this nigga eating?
That's what I was gonna say. How am I gonna feed him? Does he know how to take care of himself? Probably not.
Who wipes his ass? Like, come on,
he's wearing a big ass sack basically. Like, how'd you even make clothing that big for him? But that's not really clothing. So what's happening, Hagrid? Because you got multiple layers of clothes, and you probably know how to take a bath. What's happening here? And why is he out in the woods? Like, I know he's a giant, but goddamn.
But also, it's just like, it seems like he's not fully grown. So when he is fully grown, what the fuck are we supposed to do with him? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
It is nuts. And then, mind you, they know that danger is afoot because Arthur Weasley gets attacked at the Ministry. Harry sees the whole fucking thing through his visions. It's so crazy at this point. Even Snape is like, damn. Like, I gotta train you to control your fucking mind, like from penetration. It's so wild, dude. That's what he says.
So sexual. Yeah,
it did sound very sexual.
Harry, I need you to control your mind from penetration. like, And that nigga just talks like he got his shit the entire time.
Snape did say, "I will penetrate your mind, and you will try to resist." And I was like, "This is." I wrote down, Snape isn't presenting this well. Also, these kids literally are getting tortured the whole year. I mean,
yeah.
At one point, she's torturing the whole fucking school. They're like scraping into their hands and shit. That was wild.
Yeah, that was fucking nuts. And you telling me that not one of these kids reached out to their parents and be like, yo, she's making me scratch shit into my fucking hand. So she's just getting away with it. That's what we're doing?
No
not
child
one
services
of these,
called.
And now, mind you, majority of these kids are white kids.
Majority? You mean 97%? There's one Asian and one black. And one really, really white girl, which might count as diversity because she's almost albino-ish.
Yeah, she's fucking powder.
That we gotta talk about her character because I never understood her character. What was her name? Fucking Floor. Yeah, Luna. Yeah, Luna was fucking nuts.
Don't worry, Harry. I can see him too. I'm like, oh, God. Only if you almost died, then you can see him. I was like, oh. So basically, all of the magic is basically these invisible fucking monsters, dead monsters who are dragging these fucking carts around. Yeah, very magical. Think about it. That's the magic.
Yeah.
Dead fucking horses with no skin on them are dragging the fucking carts around. That is so fucking dark and crazy.
I mean, this movie, it gets darker. This isn't the worst of everything for Harry. Like, Harry is going to go, but bro, I was just playing Spider-Man 2 earlier today, and Tati, spoiler alert, everybody. It's I just played the part where Peter gets stabbed by Craven, and he's basically like done, right? And Tati's like, God damn. I was like, yeah, Spider-Man gets fucked up in this game. I was like, Spider-Man, it's like Spider-Man and Harry Potter get like equally fucked up. Like they're just kind of minding their own business. And then like life is just like, hey, you want to see someone real fucked up? Here's some powers.
Hold on. First of all, I don't think it's the same kind of thing. Because for one, Spider-Man is a fucking superhero. The nigga has powers. He actively fights evil. Harry Potter is a child. This nigga is a child. Hold on. He should be fighting hard-ons in the middle of classes, yet this nigga is being come at by the fucking top wizards in the fucking world. This is a completely different ball game that we're talking about. The spectrums nowhere close to the same, Brandon.
Well, I mean, I was just trying to find some commonality.
There is absolutely no commonality between Spider-Man and fucking Harry Potter. Harry Potter, Spider-Man, damn, this is just fucking like this dude because, I guess in a way he kind of chose the life as a superhero because he could just fucked off and just hit away with it. But whatever. He had some fucked up shit happen to him, right? Harry Potter is just straight up child abuse ever since this nigga was like 9. Different ball games.
That's fair. I mean, the Dark Lord did try to kill him when he was a baby.
Yeah, in the womb.
It wasn't in the womb. He was in the crib.
Same shit. Might as well have been.
All right. That was dark. That was real dark. This movie is about him trying to Voldemort basically wanting to know what the other prophecy was. So there's a whole thing about the prophecies and the globes and stuff like that, and that's what I feel like the movie didn't do a good job explaining that if you're not familiar with what's going on with the these archives and things like that, the Ministry of Magic. I thought it was just kind of like you would be kind of confused as to why this is so important to Voldemort and why it's worth setting up this trap for Harry and his friends, which is crazy because were the Death Eaters just going to kill all those kids and be like, it's a Tuesday? Yeah. You know what I mean? That's a lot of kids that they were about to kill from different families.
Yeah. I mean, what were they going to do?
True. I mean, yeah, because they're basically lawless at this point. I mean, what did you think of Heather Bottom Carter joining as Bellatrix Lestrange?
I'm trying to think.
She's the one with the crazy hair who kills Sirius. Spoiler, everybody, in case you didn't watch this for some reason. Sirius dies.
She was only in the movie for like
she's in it for a second. Yeah,
but
2
this
minutes.
is
Back when she was like in a lot of like Tim Burton stuff and all that stuff. She's quirky for some reason. I just want to have one night, and I think it'd be fun. Just one night. There's nothing else. Yeah. She does fuck Voldemort at some point. We find that out in a weird
in the books.
In the play.
She fuck him in some weird fucking some magic fucking weird way. Weird magic way. In
the Cursed Child, we learned that they mated at some point. Yeah, it's a whole fucking thing. I mean, I think they use that verbiage. It's fucking weird. Also, I did have a question for you, Justin. I mean, you're new to this world, so you're probably not the right person to ask. But I figure you're watching these movies and how they're presenting Harry and his wealth, right? Harry, between the money he has from his dad, his family's estate, right, and also Sirius Black, which is a estate he's going to inherit at the end of this movie. We learn, right, because he's the godson. He doesn't have to go to school, right?
No, he doesn't. No, but he has to go to school because he has to be tortured by magic niggas.
I just wrote that down. I was like, wait, Harry, when he gets expelled, like when he gets thrown with expulsion, I'm like, he'll be okay though.
But I mean, no, because Voldemort's going to kill him. So it's like he's actually
doesn't have enough
forced
money to protect him from the Dark Lord.
Well, no, he's at a school full of fucking magic motherfuckers. They still can't protect him. So it's like, how is he going to be protected? So at this point, school is actually the safest place that he could be because outside.
Azkaban. Well, and even Azkaban is a problem because Beatrice broke out of that motherfucker.
Yeah, niggas be coming in and out of that bitch. I don't know what's going on
with the wand and shit. I was like, damn, these niggas look plumb crazy.
So I guess the thing is just like, yeah, no matter how much money he has, he's not going to be safe until he gets powerful enough that he can fend off Voldemort. He has no other choice but to face. So this is a shittier version of Barry Gordy's Last Dragon. He has to face Sho'nuff at the end. Now, it's their destiny.
Now, based on what you've seen so far, Justin, Harry and Voldemort go toe-to-toe. Who's going to win?
Oh, right now? Voldemort's going to win.
Okay.
Of course. Harry ain't got that smoke. He ain't there yet. He ain't got the glow.
Yeah, he
doesn't have the glow.
He has friendship, though.
He hasn't reached the upper level where his mind, body, and soul will be one. Because that, you know what that takes, Brandon? Sacrifice. It takes hard work, and it has to be a way of life.
Right.
You don't remember the song, do you?
I do remember the song. Because I was actually thinking about that. Oh, because I reached out to Tomahawk.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, folks, hopefully stay tuned, because I think he'll do it. Based on what I've seen, I think he'll do what I'm asking him to do. I think he's open to any financial opportunities, if you know what I mean.
You trying to get Tomahawk on Drunk Black History? Is you trying to do
Maybe. I mean, I should just say that or at least Media Popcorn, because it sounded like I was trying to pimp him out, which is weird.
Yeah.
hey, stay tuned, folks. You might be in a fuck time.
Listen, nigga, you get Tomahawk on Drunk Black History, you're going to need a nigga who knows some martial arts to be on there to help you out with that shit.
Oh, my God. That'd actually be really funny to have you in a suit just on the side of the stage just as a protection.
Actually, it'd be hilarious.
You fought him?
If you have Tomahawk and you don't tell him, and I come out in the Kung Fu.
I'm trying to set you up for material, not to make you look insane, Justin.
Yeah, I am insane, Brandon.
This is true. This
is all I got.
I did write down that Dumbledore ain't shit because he didn't tell the Dursleys about what Harry clearly has been through. It sounded like when Dudley was going in on him, Dudley, and the Dursleys they probably don't care anyway, but they're completely unaware of the traumatic shit he's dealt with when he's at magic school.
Yeah.
I don't think they're aware, hey, 3 years in a row, niggas are trying to actively kill this guy.
Yeah, it's just no, there's a reason he used that wand. There's a reason he has to use that wand. Yeah. It's oh yeah, Dementors. There weren't Dementors out there. It was just nah. Niggas been trying to kill him for 4 years now.
Yeah, literally the last one, he got stabbed in the arm for his blood to help rejuvenate his arch nemesis.
Yes.
After a kid got killed.
Yeah, after a child got well, and that's the other thing. The fact is, they're just like, the Dark Lords. That's was like a kid. A kid died last year. That was a freak accident, nigga. Like, what? Like, what world do you live in where that was just some crazy freak accident?
Mm-hmm.
Did you all even do an autopsy to figure out what happened to this child?
No,
Did y'all not realize that a baby was thrown in a cauldron and came out as a grown man with no fucking nose? What are y'all doing?
No, they're busy, worried about news articles that say Dumbledore daft or is he dangerous, which is insane. Why rewatching these movies has made me realize that Dumbledore is not good at his job. Like, he's a powerful wizard, but he's made headmaster at the school, and he's terrible at it.
Yeah,
he's really
not
bad
doing
at
shit
because he can't. Obviously, he doesn't control the curriculum or the vetting process of teachers. Because, you got Emma Thompson's crazy ass character, completely unqualified for her job. Yes, I mean, a broken clock is right 2 times a day. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, oh, I think you're in danger. It's like, okay, nigga, that you talking to Harry Potter? Yes, he's in danger all the time. All the time. He's fucking.
Wait, no, didn't no. He said that. She said that.
Well, she was saying the Umbridge,
the weird chick.
Yeah, it's Umbridge. But I was just making an example. Like, last book she was right, and I mean, in a Prisoner Azkaban she was right. But then it's like she ain't been right for 2 years since then. She's like, oh, Harry, this year I see lots of peace and wonder for you, and maybe some love.
Well, really. You know what? What about the fact is that those fucking centaur niggas grabbed old chick and ran off with her, and nothing came of that. Why didn't they rip her to shreds?
Oh, she comes back. She survives that attack.
No, but that's what I'm saying. No, but they also show that she was fine from that in the in the fucking news clippings or whatever the fucking moving newspaper show that we get to see. But like it's like, why wouldn't these guys? There's like 5 of them. They're shooting fucking arrows at people, so they're obviously ready to kill. And then they grab her, and then they just drag her away, and they're just like, no, you go back into your wizard school now and don't come back out. Like, what's going on with that? It doesn't make any sense. And there was too many of them, and they had her dead to rights. How did she just get away?
Well, she's a powerful wizard.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, like you said in the chat, magic. Magic explains
my
everything.
ass.
Even though magic apparently can't save some of the Hogwarts teachers' jobs, because some of these niggas get kicked out. And then Dumbledore saves Emma Thompson. He's like, even though she's fired, she can still live here. And then Harry's like, Dumbledore, and Dumbledore just runs off like, no, I can't see him. Like, and it's all because Dumbledore's
not how.
Because he tells Harry, he's like, I didn't want Voldemort to see how close we were, and then he uses you against me. So that's very egotistic of you, Dumbledore, because this kid should have known what was happening to him.
Well, also, it's just like, yo, Voldemort is coming after me anyways.
Yes.
Like, at this point, nut up, Dumbledore. Also,
sorry.
I can't remember the smiley, the Stepford Wives chick.
Umbridge. Professor
Umbridge. She is straight up Elon Musk in this film. You realize there is a very clear delineation between the world right now and what's happening in this movie. She is clearly fucking Elon Musk, and that's another reason why I wanted her to get ripped apart by those centaur niggas. Just saying.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna happen, man. But she was gonna.
There's no come up. There's also that's the thing. There's no comeuppance in this film.
Sometimes there aren't, though. That's the thing with life.
Yeah, but they made it seem like there was going to be, and then nothing happened. But also
that's everything, baby.
No, but hold on. But also throughout most of this series, nothing actually happens. There's a lot of nothing happening.
Okay,
and that's the thing which is very frustrating about it, is because the thing that happened in this is Sirius Black. He gets got, so he dies.
Yeah, it's a big deal, man.
Everything is the same. Harry's life. I mean, Sirius Black's but he wasn't there anyways. It's not like he was living with him or seeing him.
He gave Harry hope. Remember, he's like,
you can nigga is talking in a goddamn flame, Brandon.
Well, because he's a fugitive, man.
Yeah, but still, there's not much changing for Harry's life. He's still living with his trashy ass fucking relatives. He still has to go to this school where people are trying to kill him all the time. It's just like only thing that really changed for him is he got to kiss the Asian girl, but then you know what she does? She goes and fucks him over. 4 minutes later. Hold
Well,
on, she
remember they
fucks him.
said that she was
Hold on,
tortured
Brandon.
though.
Yeah, don't matter. She fucks him over 4 minutes later, and then he's right back to where he was before, where he has nobody and he can't trust anybody. And she's soft in a fucking carton of eggs. Everybody's been tortured in this goddamn school.
Well,
Everybody's
remember,
getting
she was
tortured.
given the truth serum though, because remember apparently it's discovered that Umbridge has been using all the truth serum and shit on kids,
Yeah, yeah,
which
okay,
is wild. I mean, she was just torturing kids the whole year.
yeah.
And
So
because she's
so, but that's the
administering
thing.
magic, she had carte blanche basically.
But but again, nothing has changed for Harry. He like with having his little magic group, what I'm saying, with the kids and the secret door and shit like that. You're like, okay, so he's got community. He's got he's got a team behind him now. But then you find out that truth serum, all these kids are being tortured and da 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 da. Nobody's gonna fuck with Harry anymore. So basically, he's right back to where he started from. So the story doesn't really progress. It's just happening. This guy died, but then like, all right, it's like happening. This guy died, and then this fucking typewriter. We go and go right back, happening, and then this guy's gonna die, and then happening. Where the story's not necessarily really progressing all that much because there's not that much character growth in anyone in this fucking series, and
Okay.
that's what makes it so frustrating because this.
It's tough because you're only like I hear you. I do genuinely hear you, and I think it's just frustrating for me because I know how deep we go with these characters. There's a reason why people are like, yeah, I can see why you would reboot this movie series into a television series. Like, there's a reason why fans weren't up in arms about that, right? They were like, oh, it's gonna suck. We're gonna lose the original cast and like get a new cast, or whatever. But
Mm,
fans of Harry Potter aren't like, God damn, why are they redoing it? It's like, no, because to your point, there's a lot of opportunity to go really deep with these characters and these stories where, it's just not enough time. And this, ironically, is the shortest Harry Potter movie, but it's the longest book. So
mm,
that tells you something about what they felt they could cut in regards to fat and stuff. But I think at the end of the day, it it wouldn't have added more action or like more conclusions to people's stories and given them more clearer arcs, but it would
yeah,
have given more context about the why there was such a need for them to go to the Ministry of Magic and have that final third act
yeah.
and stuff.
So I mean, and that's the thing. Is like, if that's the case, like they just needed to do it right a long time ago. You know what I'm
Do it
saying?
right, do it
But
right.
like the way this film, kind of, I guess, truncates the books, it really doesn't. It really doesn't lend to the characters because there really doesn't seem to be much character development. And again, so you're like, all right, so why doesn't this speak to you? You're dead inside, Justin. All this is just like, but you're presenting me characters that have zero growth, and like it's the same rehash story over and over and over again
I
with
mean,
with a little bit of a tweak every time.
we do see Harry starting to reach his breaking point, though, in this movie. And I think that that's important to keep in mind as we're progressing to darker territory. Because remember, you got people like Umbridge, right, telling him, deep down, you deserve to be punished. Mind you, she's not a Death Eater. She's not a follower of Voldemort. She just sincerely doesn't like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
You know how fucked up that is to be in your 50s? I'm guessing Professor, Dolores Umbridge is 50 or so at this time, right? To be that angry towards like a 15-year-old,
But you know what?
that's insane.
At the same time, like, so we do find out in this movie that Harry's dad was a bit of a jerk. You know what
Well,
I'm
from
saying?
Snape. I mean, he kind of was. You find out, like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they tease
He,
Snape a lot, which
yeah,
is why he's so he's so angry. He's like, get out of my mind.
yeah. So, but at that point, it was like, all right, I can see why you're not necessarily going to, really be about this fucking kid. Right? That makes sense.
I
But
mean,
it's
you
just
spent
like,
extra time and tutoring him on how to
yeah,
penetrate his
because
mind.
you want to know why? Because Snape is turning out to be the only real fucking adult in this place. He's a real one.
Yo, folks. Justin's on. Y'all know. Yeah, I'm sure I'm not the only one that smiled when you said that. Yeah, you'll find out. You'll find out.
Yeah.
I think I would say that you're on to something there. Your hypothesis.
So it's like so Snape is turning out to be the only real nigga amongst all these fucking adults. But it then lends me to think it's like, all right, so if the Ministry of Magic really don't give a fuck if Harry Potter gets killed, does that mean that Harry Potter's dad, mom, somebody was such a, or I guess dad was such a deplorable fucking wizard that they're just like, kind of fuck this nigga and his kid?
No, because remember, it breaks the stability that the Wizarding world has felt for years since Harry, when Voldemort disappeared, now 15 years ago, basically, right? So it's been 15 years of calm and like lack of, the Malfoys are still about that, pure blood shit, but that's kind of tapered down. So it really is. It's very timely. Some of the themes of what's happening in this movie, and so I think that's why the Ministry of Magic's basically like trying to discredit Harry.
Yeah, they want it to go away.
Because it's also like Voldemort hasn't shown himself, which for me, if I'm in a Ministry of Magic and I'm just hearing rumblings of this nigga being back, I'd be freaking the fuck out because I'd be like, he's planning something clearly. If he's like low key, but he's out there again, we gotta be ready because that means something bad is gonna happen.
So, I mean, and that's the weird thing. It's just like when they show up at the end and then they see this like the Dark Lords of the Damned, all that bullshit. It's just like, yo, at the like you said, the moment that somebody said is like, yo, Voldemort's back. I've been like, no, he's not back. But I've been like, let's create a task force for when Voldemort. So if he is back, we gonna know he's back and we are ready for this nigga. You know what I'm saying? So like I would understand if they're just like, Harry, we were working on it, but we couldn't start fucking panic. But it's like, we are going to support you, but we have to support you from the shadows. But that's not happening. They're just like, good luck, kid. Just pushing this child into fucking traffic and just saying, hey, there's a ball on the other side. This is like it's nuts. It's fucking nuts.
It is nuts. I mean, and then also there were some moments in this movie where I was like, really? Like they had the one black dude who's part of like the Order of the Phoenix, but also a teacher at Hogwarts, question mark. And then like Dumbledore, when he's getting confronted by the Ministry of Magic, he fucking zips out and shit. And that black dude's like, you gotta admit it, that Dumbledore's got styled. I was like,
and I was just like, of course they would give that line to a nigga. I was just like, oh my God. Oh my, I was just like, please, God, just well, why don't they just have him fucking just hello my baby, hello my honey.
I will say at least the black kids were the dropouts. It was the Weasley twins that ended up dropping out of school after they had Umbridge, which is good.
Wait, did they drop out of school or did they graduate?
They dropped out of school because remember the owls are basically like your end of year exams and shit like that, and they didn't take them because they were over the fucking rules and basically the Gestapo that is Umbridge at that point. So yeah, like you learn in this one that you can actually drop out of Hogwarts, which will be important at some point.
Okay, so if you drop out of Hogwarts, then are you no longer a wizard?
No, so it's weird. I think it's kind of like American schools where you could take the owls and it's like you get your like basically wizard equivalent of the GED kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go into more detail about that in the future movies.
Okay,
and stuff like that. About how I think it works. I will say the CGI of especially the flying scenes in this one were really, really rough.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I don't know what happened there.
How does it get worse over time?
Yeah, it got weirder. But David Yates, I think it was his first time. This is his first entry into the Harry Potter movies. He ends up directing like basically all of them from now until the Fantastic Beasts ones and stuff like that. But so the look of the movies basically stayed this way. Now, like the way that this look compared to the other ones is basically kind of this dark, cinematic, like very grounded approach to the Wizarding world, kind of. So that's something to keep in mind for future ones. I did laugh at Harry's like Vietnam style letters to Sirius. He's like, Sirius, the days are darker. My friend.
I mean, I don't know
my friends
where
move in the shadows.
I felt like those are more like like fucking the Civil War letters. It's like, my dearest Sirius, and you see a picture of Harry Potter like this in black and white, and it's like there's just pictures just scrolling across. Signed, yeah, signed, your love, Harry Potter.
I mean, Harry is going crazy because also you have to keep in mind that the whole summer no one talked to him.
Yeah.
Right? Like none of his friends wrote him, right? So he's going crazy dealing with the fucking Dursleys and shit. You got I can't remember if it was in this one or the last one. And folks, call in, let us know which Harry Potter book it was. But there was a side thing where Harry couldn't go to Hogsmeade or something like that. He couldn't go on a
Fuck is
school trip.
Hogsmeade?
That's like the bar. Like it's like the town square that has like a bar and like a bunch of shops and stuff like that. He couldn't go there without a parent or guardian signing a permission slip, right? He can't go with the other kids. And the Dursleys refused to sign it for him. So Sirius actually signs it for him. I think it might have been at the end of Azkaban, actually. I can't remember which book it wasn't a plot point in the movies, but it was actually a really powerful moment where it's like Harry does have someone that like has his back and is like willing to step in and be that parent for him. It's just like they got to clear Sirius's name, right? And so that's why in the movie it kind of hits because Gary Oldman, I think, does a really good job playing Sirius Black. But it's like it's way more impactful when you read the book and then you see this relationship play. And I think as lovers of books, we sometimes put more in the movies than what the movie's actually giving us. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Like we're putting more emotional weight on, like, because we know the deeper context and stuff, versus how you as a regular schmegular guy watching is like, okay.
You as a regular schmegular guy,
because you don't let fantasy into your heart, Justin.
No, I do. I enjoy fantasy, but I enjoy good fantasy.
You got to go to the Harry Potter world.
No, I'm good.
Go to the Harry Potter world with your kids. It'll change your life.
I have a question about Sirius Black.
Is it about the elf, the evil elf?
No,
the racist elf.
I mean, that little elf nigga was wild.
That's why he got, by the way. Huh? You didn't get that from the movie, right?
No.
So the creature, his parents, Sirius Black's parents, were purebloods. They were all about like the same shit that the Malfoys are about. He was the one that kind of like at Hogwarts got to know James Potter and stuff like that. He started changing his ways about different types of wizards, right? So that's why he's like, James is my best friend because he helped me not be like my family, this toxic, people. And so that's why in Azkaban they're like, oh yeah, Sirius Black comes from a lineage of people that fucked with people like Voldemort, right?
Yeah.
Creature is mumbling to himself like, oh, Mistress would be so upset, blah blah blah. He's talking about Sirius's mom, who would hate that he has all these different types of wizards and shit in their home. So he rats out the Order of the Phoenix and what Sirius does. So that's why they're able to know that the kids are going to the ministry, but that's also why they're able to kind of ambush them and be ready and shit.
Gotcha. All right. So
but that's not in the movie. It's so weird that they would cut that out because it's just like they just show up.
Yeah, I mean that's an important thing. Yeah. All right. So here's the question for me: when does this movie take place? The 90s, right?
Time wise, I don't know. They don't really like it. Once they get to school, it's kind of like time stops. I couldn't tell you.
No, but like this is set in like more modern day, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm not off on that. All right. So if this is set as more modern day, why is Sirius Black walking around dressed like a goddamn vampire?
Because
why is this nigga walking around? Why is he walking around dressed like he's like he belongs in a fucking
Motley Crue or something?
Motley Crue? No, I'm talking about like fucking who's it? A Sherlock Holmes film? Like late 1800s. Like, why is he 100 years behind everybody else? Because he looks fucking nuts. He looks nuts in this film.
Well, he was in Azkaban. He was a prisoner for a long time.
Yeah. Well, was he a prisoner for the last 150 years?
He's been through some shit. He's been through some shit. I mean, you can say the same thing about Severus Snape, where that fucking haircut. Snape looks insane half the time. But
I mean, he looks nuts. He looks nuts too.
He looks crazy. He doesn't need his Snape to be that fucking long.
But Snape looks like a guy who has just dedicated his life to teaching because he was not very popular. And he's just like, this is the only place where I'm going to get respect. I'm just going to stay right here. Like, he probably goes back to his quarters and he just beats his meat with a fucking wand.
We really can't do any Harry Potter episodes without talking about dicks and Justin talking about some spell that allows it to come.
Well, I mean, Brandon, you gotta think about it. You have these people who are wizards, right? And they're not allowed to do anything with their wizardry. Of course, they're going to do weird sexual stuff. That's why white people become wizards. Come on, baby. That's why they become wizards. They're trying to fuck something or fuck themselves. It is.
I mean, you could tell a lot, but yeah, I mean, I can see why you would think that about a wizard's lifestyle. But I think there's more red flags in the magic world, especially like how you choose to use your magic that would tell you like if someone's you don't want to fuck with this person. Like when he goes to Umbridge's office and she's got all those cups with the moving cats and shit, I'd be like, yeah. This woman is not, she don't have all the pieces to the puzzle, you know what I mean?
Like, yeah, she's not all there. She's not all there. She's got 40 fucking cats meowing in her fucking office. That would drive me fucking nuts.
That's insane. But at the same time, Harry's got bigger fish to fry. He's seeing visions of shit. He's seeing Voldemort with a suit at the fucking train station and shit. And him becoming Voldemort.
Harry Potter.
There are some unfortunate faces that are made regards to Harry Potter.
His little hand.
Lluvia did ask earlier in the chat. She asked, "Did you watch this with your cousin? I mean, your nephew."
For parts of it.
Okay, and how did he take to your response to this movie?
He's like, so what are you going to give Harry Potter? And I just looked at him. He was just like, why do I even ask you? Why do I even ask you? He just walked.
He just knows to give up on you.
Yeah,
he knows to give up. Yeah. Well, folks, we did get some Patreon thoughts. Remember, when you sign up at Patreon at patreon.com/mediapopcorn, you're guaranteed to have your thoughts and reviews of that movie read on that episode. So Courtney O'Connor wrote, I'm not a fan of Harry Potter in any capacity, but I am a fan of these Potter episodes. Brandon's insight as a fan and Justin's real nigga criticism have made this series a delight. I'm glad my two biggest complaints were brought up, that the instructors are terribly written in favor of Harry and the kids, and it's a miracle that Hogwarts keeps getting enough admissions to keep the doors open, considering how it's well established by the third film that Harry Potter equals moral danger for him and those around him. Well, actually, doesn't the kid bring that up to him? He's like, yeah, I almost didn't come this year, Harry, because of you and your lies. We read the Daily Prophet. And then Harry's like, your mom's dumb, and so are you.
Like, oh, yeah.
Harry was like, fuck all you.
And then later in the movie, he's just like, hey, Harry, I believe you. my mom says, I was like, listen here, Bobby, listen here, fucking Scottish Bobby Boucher. What her mom says, fuck her and fuck you. It's like you've been seeing me almost get killed for the last 4 fucking years, and all of a sudden now you're on board. Like you're seeing it with your very own eyes.
Yeah. Quick aside, I did watch Waterboy like a week ago. Adam Sandler went to, if you watch that movie again, like with an adult lens, Adam Sandler went to a kind of a dark place to play Bobby Boucher.
Yes.
He's got a crazy look in his eye, but like he gets triggered, like when that professor looks like Colonel Sanders, like, your mom was got the Undula Ambugala. He's like,
nobody talks about mama.
No, but he's like, no, Colonel Sanders, you're wrong. But the way he says it is so like, I would be like, I need someone to walk into my car later. This thing might jump me. All right. We did get a Patreon thought from Elliot Harris, who wrote, looking forward to see if Justin liked this one. I won't be mad if he liked this one, actually, because this is my least favorite, because Dolores Umbridge was the ultimate bitch and Sirius died at the end. It's going to be funny as hell if he likes this one.
Don't worry.
And then with our producer, Lluvia, did find some letterbox reviews that she thought we should read on the show. The first one's from Freya, who wrote,
letterbox.
Freya wrote, why the fuck would you kiss someone in front of a shrine to your dead ex-boyfriend? 2.5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, that's
fair.
Yeah, that was good.
Fair.
That was a good.
That's fair.
Good pickup.
Yeah. Do you watch Landman?
Hold on. What was that fucking shit? Mistletoe. It's like, what? Where did that come from?
You are my lady. Fam Squad Yeet wrote, so many of Hogwarts' problems could have been solved with security cameras and a Glock. 3.5 out of 5 stars. I mean, that is interesting. How's security stuff like that work in a wizarding world?
And this is supposed to be in
That's
like,
smart. That's
this is
actually
like the
smart.
London area. Their CCTV is on fucking overdrive. You can't do shit in London. They gonna catch your ass. Everything, every fucking corner, they got something on. You
Really?
tell me you ain't got shit. Yeah, real life. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
they got their camera system is like, you ain't gonna get far to fucking be able to escape that shit. There ain't no fucking on the streets. I mean, you can probably fuck on the streets, but they just gonna find out. Somebody's watching. Somebody watching.
All right. Liam F. wrote, somehow it just makes sense that even in a film with homicidal maniacs, the most evil character is a politician. 4 out of 5 stars. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Lauren wrote, if you're out here denying that Voldemort is back, you're no worse than a climate change denier. 3.5 out of 5 stars.
I feel like all this is coming full circle right now.
Yeah. And then Zara wrote, why must J.K. Rowling kill the gays? 5 out of 5 stars. So we're basically saying that Sirius is probably a gay man. I don't know. He seemed pretty fluid to me, kind of like a weird, magical white Billy D. Williams vibe about him.
I'm sorry. I'm probably with him because when it really comes down to it, what straight man is dressing like is dressing the way he did? That's the flamboyance of a gay man and style of a gay man to come out dressed like that. You either getting a lot of ass, which he is not because he was in prison for a very long time, or you are fucking a gay man and you just like, yes, bitch, and you just living the dream.
Yeah, gotta live the dream, like you in LFO. So just to break that Aryan system, baby.
Stop calling me baby. Guys, you know how we do this. We rate movies. Stop it, Brandon. Stop it, Brandon. Oh, God. I fucking hate you so much. Okay, Brandon, we got it. Guys, first of all, don't you call me baby when you play that fucking clip one more time, or I will assault you. But guys, you know how we do is we rate movies back to popcorn, small, medium, large, and the XL for the exceptional. If a film doesn't deserve any hot, buttery, delicious popcorn, we throw it into the stale popcorn pile. We pile piles and piles of stale popcorn on the top of it. So, Brandon, we sat down, we watched the 2007 ridiculous film Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, with the whole Harry Potter cast and this shit. What say you, sir?
Yeah, this gets a medium. This gets a medium. It's fairly solid. The CGI, like I said earlier, doesn't really hold up very well, but I greatly enjoyed the performances of Alan Rickman. I thought Imelda Staunton was great as Dolores Umbridge. And it's just there's a lot of problems with the story with an adult lens and a few years removed from watching the movies and reading the books and stuff like that. But nonetheless, it just gets me excited for what comes next. But also I just enjoy how much Harry's put through the ringer. It sucks for him, but it's great story. It's great story. So Justin, what's your rating?
Yeah, this is small for me, bro. I don't think the story is necessarily tight. I think the story is very redundant, and it doesn't really move along that the way, especially 5 films in that this should, and with far more character development. But I don't think that we get there. And at the same time, I will agree with you that it's because I didn't read the books, I probably don't have the backstory to be able to understand some of those little nuances that are not in the film. But at the same time, this is a film, this is a series, a franchise, which was made to capture the imagination of anyone who joins in, right? And after watching 5 films, it didn't capture my imagination. And you should, if you have to read the books in order to follow the films, you know, um, to really enjoy this, well, then it's not necessarily that great of a fucking series now, is it? And after 5 films, I think they got me on one. The rest of them, I've just been mad about, and that's just how I feel about it. So this is just gonna get us small, and I don't care what anybody says. Brandon, right now you are showing terrible taste in films for you to be so invested in this. Go on.
Well, I also said that I really like the books a lot more, but like I said, you don't read, so it's hard for me. I would love to do a book review, love to do a book club. I love to do a book club.
Wait, you could read the books, Justin.
It's not good for Justin. That's such a
you could read the book. You could read the book. You want to
You
read the
look
books, Justin?
crazy.
You want to have a book read off?
You look insane. I don't know what character that you just pulled. That was terrifying. Yeah, Yubi is asking, where is this in your rank? The 5 films so far.
I'm trying to think of where I ranked the other ones. I mean, obviously, Prisoner of Azkaban, that's number 1. And I think what the last one was 2. I'd put this at 3. I'd put this at 3 because those first 2 were trash. But I'll put this as a 3. Because I think
so
the last
the third one, Goblet of Fire, Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah, so 3, 4, 5, probably 2, 1 or 1, 2. I don't know. They're interchangeable at how trash the first 2 were.
I would kind of go with that order. I would go 3, 4, 5, 2, 1 on my end.
Okay.
Yeah. So Justin, before we wrap up, the next one is called Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. What do you think is going to happen?
So hold on. First of all, I just want to talk about this. So the Order of the Phoenix. Obviously, the Order was the bunch of fucking kids, and the Phoenix was fucking Dumbledore. They're like, oh, the fucking Dumbledore's army.
Yeah.
Right? Because he turns into a fucking Phoenix and flies away. So obviously, my assessment of this was completely false.
I mean,
completely
false. Of course.
But all right, so the Half-Blood
What do you think, Harry
Prince,
Potter and the Half-Blood Prince? Yeah.
So obviously, the Half-Blood Prince is fucking Harry Potter, and we're gonna learn more about Harry Potter's lineage or something like that. It's gonna delve deeper into the shit going on with Harry Potter, but that's kind of simple to say considering that everything is just pointing that way in this film series. So like, yeah, that's what I got. Most likely, the Half-Blood Prince is because it's Harry Potter, and we're getting deeper into what's going on with him, or maybe just getting deeper into the hole that he's like slipping into as he's losing everything around him and losing his mind.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. Our review on Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. As always, you can follow the show at Medium P Podcast on all social media platforms. Be sure to go to youtube.com/Medium Popcorn Podcast. Push that subscribe button so you get alert about all future reviews and celebrity interviews we have on that channel. And then if you want to follow me, I'm at Frodo_Blackens on Instagram and Threads, FrodoBlackens.com for upcoming show dates. I have a 420 show in the city. Going to have some dope edibles and drinks and just fun comedy there. So FrodoBlackens.com for that, as well as Drunk Black History dates. I got some shows coming up in Boston, Detroit, Brooklyn. So get at that. And Justin, if people want to follow you as well, support the show financially, what can they do, my brother?
Guys, you can follow me at J Brown Ditto and all the. Say shut up. Don't you fucking do that. Don't you do that. Guys, you can follow me at J Brown Ditto on all your social media platforms. But you can follow this show and be a part of this show on Patreon, patreon.com/medium popcorn. We have $2, $5, $10, and $15 packages. Our entire backlog is on Patreon. There's so much content on Patreon. That's where you need to be. Again, patreon.com/medium popcorn.
That's right. Shake it up, put it down. Everybody get around. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.